little girl in a field holding a flower. We zoom back to find that she's in the desert and the field is an oasis. Zoom back further, the desert is a sandbox in the world's largest resort hotel. Zoom back further, the hotel is actually the playground of the world's largest prison. But we zoom back further.
Okay, I can tell that your time is valuable.
Actually, I don't get paid by the hour anymore, but thank you. I get paid by the year.
Vocab time. All right, it is Thursday night. It is 3 in the morning, and I want to wrap this up, so I'll probably go through these pretty quickly. Maybe not. Sometimes I get sidetracked. It's a lugubrious. I have no idea if I'm saying that correctly. It's a lugubrious play. Basically, this is a play that is very sad. So which one of these words means sad? Correct answer is going to be gloomy. Now, that's one of those really, really GRE words that, you might see, you might not. You probably won't, to be honest. But I did pull this from ETS material, so maybe, right? He was often described as a transcendent genius. So to transcend means to go beyond or to go past something or to surpass something. So of the five, the best choice here is going to be he's a supreme genius, like he's better than everybody else. The party flustered John, so maybe John's antisocial, doesn't like to be around people, so he felt very uncomfortable, very unsettled, so the best answer is going to be agitated. These are incidental matters. This is a good example of how GRE can kind of mess with you. So the word incident, right, that just means like something happens. The word incidental is completely different. It means something is not very important. So the correct answer is going to be peripheral. Remember, peripheral comes from the word periphery on the outside, which means away from the center, so it's not that important. Fred presented axiomatic ideas. Do you guys know about Euclid? Euclid was a very famous, maybe the most famous mathematician. He basically maybe established a foundation for how math is done, and he had a set of axioms. Don't quote me on that. I could be completely wrong. But these axioms are basically things that were assumed to be true no matter what. And I think one of the axioms, I forget exactly what they were. Maybe I'm wrong. It could be like 3 plus 2 is the same thing as 2 plus 3. Something like that. Anyway, the axioms are things you just basically don't disagree with. So the best answer here is going to be undeniable. The movie was too macabre. I love this word. Macabre. The movie was too macabre for me. Basically bloody, violent. Correct answer is gruesome. Speaking of macabre movies, have you guys seen John Wick? The John Wick series, the trilogy. The amount of death in these movies is pretty insane, if I'm being completely honest. But it's all like CGI, so it's pretty obvious that Keanu's not really murdering thousands and thousands of people like he is in this film. So that's kind of what movies have come to. I remember growing up, the violent movies didn't use CGI. They used like real bullets, or I think they're called squibs. It's like these little things that explode with little like blood packs. And now if you watch action movies, it's like all of the guns are CGI. And sometimes you don't even see like the proper recoil. It looks kind of silly. Anyway, I told you I would get sidetracked, and I did. Don't be so gullible. This is probably even a TOEFL word. I threw this in here as kind of a gift. Maybe this is to compensate for lugubrious. Correct answer is don't be so trusting. These are ingrained ideas. Ingrained ideas basically means it's not moving. Those ideas are not moving. These ideas are fixed. So the correct answer is fixed. All right, moving on. It was a tacit agreement. Whenever something is done tacitly, or you kind of get the tacit understanding of something, it's implied, it's indirect. So the best answer is going to be B. The costs were exorbitant. This is one of my favorite words. Like I often say that university tuition is exorbitant. We're paying like $50,000 a year for education. It's insane. And we're complaining about the $200 test. Yeah, the GRE test is expensive, but it's just kind of interesting to me that the GRE test, which the universities require, gets the brunt of the criticism when university itself is like $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 a year, some universities. So that's kind of my go-to example with the costs were exorbitant. Correct answer is excessive. I find the city to be serene at night. I find it to be peaceful. This is a provocative treatise. So this is basically a written document. So the best answer is going to be essay. All right, moving on. The ancients worshipped corporeal gods. The reason I think GRE might use this word is because it's very easy to confuse it with the word like corporal, if I'm spelling that correctly, like military. And the corporeal has a completely different meaning. It just means like of the body. like physical, something you can see. So the best answer is going to be D, human. The author often utilizes figurative language. This is metaphor, simile, things like that, so non-literal. Kathy is morose. Is she sad? Is she detailed? Is she indifferent? Does she kind of make decisions quickly, or is she idealistic? Best answer is going to be she's sad. She's melancholic. These customers are especially fickle. That means they jump from company to company, probably depending on the price or depending on how they feel that day. So basically, they are disloyal. If you can actually be disloyal to a company, I'm not sure how sound that idea is. All right, moving on. Jimothy worried about the ramifications. So Jimothy was worrying about the results or the consequences or the effects. The restaurant had an eclectic menu. Basically, have you ever been to a restaurant where the menu is so thick and it has like 300 items and you don't know what the hell to order? And you're just wondering how on earth can this kitchen handle 300 items? And like how on earth can they all be good? So sometimes that's like the paradox of choice when you just have too many. So the correct answer here is broad. The news triggered her apprehension. I typically remember this word because of the adjective apprehensive, which means I'm anxious or worried. The manager's idiosyncratic methods irked the employees. GRE loves this stupid word. Idiosyncratic means unique or individual or kind of different, distinct to that person, like not following the crowd. So of the 5, the best choice is going to be E, peculiar. All right, moving on. The child was as insolent as they come. Do not confuse this with the word indolent, which means lazy. Insolent means like rude. Obviously, GRE does that on purpose. Insolent, indolent, to kind of mess with us. De Silva is an ardent supporter. So this guy, nothing changes his mind. He's the best supporter there is. So the best answer is going to be E, zealous, very, passionate. The professors at my school are doctrinaire. This might be your experience or it might not be your experience. Doctrinaire basically means they teach what they want to teach and you cannot change their mind, and they're trying to pump your brain full of their ideas. So they're very uncompromising with what they teach or what they kind of give to the students. These security guards are officious. Now, this is me trying to trick you if you chose authorized. So I'm hoping that you confuse this word with official. Think that official equals authorized and choose it. Did I get anybody? If I got you, raise your hand at home. Actually, officious means a security guard who is taking his job too seriously and maybe like chasing kids with skateboards and being really serious. So the correct answer is domineering, but domineering in almost like a petty way because they don't really have that much power. So they're trying to cling to the power they have. Okay, moving on. The rain ceased. The rain stopped. The king lavished his subjects with gold. So to lavish means to give a lot, and a synonym of to give a lot is showered. So the correct answer is the king showered his subjects with gold. Social media is not conducive to a healthy mental state. That's kind of my opinion. I think the more we learn about social media, in some ways it can be abused, or at the very least, it allows people to maybe excessively compare themselves to others, which I'm not sure how healthy that is. So the best answer is going to be favorable for. Cretan addressed the issue with equanimity. I think that's how you pronounce it. Basically, she was very chill. Yeah, she knows how to handle this. She was very calm. Correct answer is calmness. Green tea has supplanted many beverages. I love green tea, specifically jasmine green tea. So for me, it has replaced many beverages, but not Diet Coke. Diet Coke is still number 1. The mayor lampooned the project. Lampooned is, for some reason, I always think of the word, harpoon. That thing that you shoot fish with in the water. So whenever I think lampoon, I'm like, all right, that's probably negative, harpoon. So lampoon, but ignored means like don't even talk about it. Ended means a little bit too strong. So the best answer is criticized. All right, so that is vocab quiz number 26. Crazy. We're making crazy progress. 26 times 30. What's that going to equal? Well, 26 times 2 is 520. Sorry, 52. And then plus another 26 is 78. So this is 780 words. Wow, pretty impressive. All right, guys, it's late. I got to get some sleep. On Monday, the Greg Matt Plus classes are beginning. So I guess it's like a shameless plug. $5 a month if you want some live classes about GRE and TOEFL and maybe IELTS. If not, that's okay too. I'll still start throwing shit out on free shit out on YouTube, and I will talk to you guys later.